Tell your story.
Change the conversation.
Organized by students.
TEDxYouth at SHC.
This is Ronda Rousey, mixed martial arts fighter on the cover of ESPN the magazine. Do you notice anything about her? Look at her positioning and her body. She is part of one of the most violent sports out there, yet does this cover show that? Not really. She looks vulnerable, sexualized, powerless, and inferior. It focuses on her looks and her body rather than her strengths as an athlete. She is a tremendously powerful woman who is really muscular, but this image does not accurately depict that in any way. This is Colin Kaepernick, quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers. Kaepernick is shown in action, flexing his muscles in a powerful position that exudes strength and confidence. My question is, why couldn't the editors frame Rousey's image in the same way? Why was she seen to be vulnerable, weak, and fitting all the stereotypes of the feminine model? I grew up in a primarily female-dominated house where everyone played sports. I could kick a soccer ball before I could even tie my shoes, and began playing competitive sports around the age of 4. One sporting experience that sticks out in my mind occurred during middle school, and made me reflect on what it means to be female and an athlete. I was a member of a team that was part of a co-ed soccer league. However, the league was primarily made up of boys. Throughout the 3 seasons of playing on this team, I was subject to many demeaning comments such as, "Why is she playing? This is a boys' sport," or "I can beat her, she's only a girl." These comments angered me and only made me want to play harder. Yet it also made me reflect on the conflict young girls face when they are athletic but still expected to play the role of feminine. These boys wanted me to act in a particular way because I was a girl. Well, what exactly did these boys expect from me? I mean, were they questioning my femininity? And if so, then what does it even mean to be feminine? The terms that come to mind when describing femininity include words like pretty, girly, sexy, nurturing, and so on. Then, when you compare it with words that are seen to be masculine, they appear to be polar opposites, such as strong, manly, aggressive, powerful. This caused me a lot of anxiety when I went into high school because I wanted to continue being an athlete, yet still retain my femininity. I see it not only as a struggle for me, but a struggle that a lot of girls face. So, I continued to play sport, but kept thinking about this issue until one day I came across this video of Ronda Rousey, which changed my perspective. She was being interviewed for a short story on her life, and during that interview, she talked about herself and how she embraced her version of femininity. It caused me to wonder how she could possibly think herself as feminine, being part of such a violent sport. That is when it struck me. The issue is not about me and how I should try and change myself, but rather, Rousey talked about the need to change the definition of what it means to be feminine. I could see that she was facing the same dilemmas as others were constantly trying to put her into this category where she had to fit into society's view of feminine ideals. It was clear that society was not ready for her and the way that she saw herself as feminine, and this is evident from the way she was portrayed on the cover of ESPN the magazine. So I looked at that cover, and then I Googled an image of her in action. This is very different from the image I showed you initially. Here you can see the power, strength, determination, and physicality that reflects more about how she sees herself. When she was asked about her femininity, she described it completely different from the way we normally perceive feminine. She responded, "I'm just as feminine as any other girl. Just because my body has a purpose does not mean it is masculine." The issue is not about our conflict of trying to be feminine and athletic. We have come to believe that these two terms cannot be linked to femininity. The reality is, we need to extend the meaning of this so that females can also be considered feminine while still being strong, confident, athletic, and powerful. So this gave me inspiration and resolved that long-standing conflict I had over my own femininity. I am no longer fearful of losing that feminine label, as we athletes are now on a mission to remake what it means to be feminine. I am a part of this revolution and proud of it. I should point out as an aside that even during that middle school soccer league playing with the boys, we ended up the season by beating the boys in the league championship. My struggle began there, and thanks to Rousey and many other female athletes, I have a newfound sense of confidence. Our generation should be the generation that changes the words we associate with femininity. Girls should be able to grow up believing it is okay to be both strong and feminine, and not feel conflicted about it. So to all those girls out there who have gone through the same anxiety that I did in dealing with our femininity, I say to you that let's reshape societal thinking so that we have a new motto: strong is the new pretty. Thank you.